So 24 hours ago, I just got dumped. Man, for the first time, actually. I've been kind of dumped before, more so though it was always like smaller things, like more like rejection. There was one thing in high school that lasted like maybe a week, so I guess you could count that. But this was my first like longer relationship where I got dumped, and man, it sucks. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good today, but yesterday was not doing great. But over the last 24 hours, I've actually tried to talk to a lot of people, a lot of my friends, a lot of the people that support me. And so I'm kind of making a video basically about like what to do if it's your first time getting dumped, to kind of just like not recover, that sounds bad, but to just like basically a how to get through it, getting dumped basically, because it's a rough time. So it's about 6 o'clock. I changed my wallpaper. That's step one. No, I'm kidding. But I do have a pretty dope wallpaper now. It says "Nice try, Spidey." Cool. So I got like 4 bullet points. Try to make it pretty chill, pretty fast. But the first one is, don't go on a villain arc, guys. I know it's so tempting to be like, dang, like she left me and my life sucks, and like I want to do what I can to like get revenge. And I've definitely been there before. I've definitely done that before. And the thing is, it kind of just only hurts you. Like, it doesn't really help your circumstances. It might hurt her a little bit. You might do something that might hurt her a little bit, but like, bro, she's not going to care, you know? So ultimately, you're kind of just hurting yourself. And then secondly, too, it kind of also just, I think, drags you further down, because like I feel like this whole villain arc thing is just like, basically it's a lot of self-negative talk, I think, to try to like motivate yourself. And it's just not great. Like, I'm starting to believe more and more that everything, or like successful people, everything that successful people do, a lot of it is based around like, and I don't just mean like worldly success. I mean people who are like successful in all aspects of life. Like, they got a happy family, they got a good marriage, and that's like how I'm defining success here. But a lot of those people genuinely are like, yeah, man, it's all about the self-talk. Like, if you don't believe it in your head, then you're not gonna act it out. If you don't tell yourself like that you're gonna be okay, that you're doing a good job, it's going to manifest itself. And I used to think that was silly, but like, as a 24-year-old, like, that's all my experiences point to that being the case. So yeah, step 1, don't be a villain. Step 2, I wrote them down. Suffering is a part of life, and honestly, as messed up as this sounds, it is a privilege, and it means that like you're trying. It means you're putting yourself out there. It means like things are at least like you are trying. I know I said that already, but I'm a big fan of like just grit and being a tryhard. And I think a lot of people don't like that, but I grew up with kind of my dad always telling me like, Josh, as long as you try your best, that's all that matters. Like, you could break both your legs, lose your job, like your girlfriend breaks up with you, but if you're trying your best, that's all you can do. And you can be like super proud of that, super proud of yourself through that. And so, yeah, just know that like that means you're trying if you're suffering. And then also, just from a further perspective, like, I am a Christian, and I think that we're kind of called to be able to suffer without like becoming the villain. Going back to the first one, that like suffering is like a discipline and not a test, like God's testing us necessarily. I think it's more just like, that's just life. That's part of the playing the game of life. And like, to become the hero, you have to suffer a little bit. You think about all the greatest superheroes, Spider-Man, Punisher, that's some of my favorites, Batman. Like, dude, they go through some bad stuff, and like it's so easy to. It would have been so easy for them to become the villain. Like, there's so many times in superhero movies where you're like, the line between the villain and the hero was literally just one decision. And so, yeah. Number 3, use this as an opportunity to get closer to the people who really care about you. I have talked to like a lot of people like the last 24 hours, which I know I already said, but one, it was so encouraging. Like, I just think, oh man, I when you go through a breakup, you just feel super alone and lonely because like the main person that was in your life is now just suddenly ripped away, and you're just used to like having that there. But you're not actually alone. Like, you got so many people, and even if like, say you're like you move somewhere new, or like you feel like you don't have that many people, you always have God as well. So use that as like just a time to like get closer to God and be like, man, God loves me so much. And I think sometimes in relationships we lose sight of God because we're focusing on the person in front of us. And I was totally doing that. And so just being able to be like, man, like I loved this person. Or maybe you loved them, maybe you didn't. But I love this person and they're gone now. But there's still other people I love. There's still other things I love. God still loves me. There's people that love me. And that those things are like not more important. They're as important. And I was talking to a buddy and he was like, man, like, yeah, I love this girl. I was talking to him about his breakup that he went through. He was like, I love this girl. But he's like, but I also love sunsets. I love sunrises. I love comic books. And I was like, dude, what a freaking awesome way to view things. Like, life is great if you look at it that way. And sure, like, it's not the same reading a comic book as like having someone who loves you, that's like a girlfriend or whatever. But it's like, man, the world is not over. You're going to find someone new. It's all going to work out. Okay, number 3. So moving forward, I want to start doing like daily. I don't like daily affirmations. That sounds kind of like meh, but just daily like identity checks. Like, first thing when I wake up, I just want to like be like, I'm defining the mindset of my day. I'm not going to let my sadness or my feelings like define how I live my life. And sure, it's okay to feel sad. You got to sit with the sadness sometimes, and I think that's good. But the problem is when people start being like, this is who I am. I did something wrong. This is my fault. Blah, blah, blah. And then becoming the victim. And the only way to not become the victim is to realize that you can only do things within your control. And the first thing that starts with, going back to the beginning, is the mindset. So my daily affirmations I'm trying to be is like basically just saying the things that I know are true about me, that like the way God created me. And sure, maybe you've made mistakes. Maybe you got broken up with because you made a mistake. But those mistakes don't define you, and that's not who you are. And so you can like basically say those truths over yourself every morning to remind yourself, like going into the day. If someone yells at me at work, if my fiance like yells at me, or my kids yell at me, or whatever, or something bad happens, it's like you can go back to that because you started your day with this mindset of like, I know who I am. This is who God made me to be. This is the truth, not just like my circumstances. So that wraps it up. Yeah, boys, please give me a follow and subscribe. I'm going to try to start posting again. And yeah, be your own superhero, man. I feel like over the past few years, I just haven't really necessarily had one purpose, and I've always wanted one purpose. But I'm starting to realize, like, I think life is just about being your own superhero, man. Being a superhero to the people around you. And choosing every day to like get up and do that. So thanks, guys. Please subscribe, like I said, and have a fantastic day.